This is a current project that I'm working on. It's one of the biggest ones I've ever done. I have disassembled two Underwood typewriters. Now this one is from 1905 and this one is from 1920. And the reason I've disassembled these both is because I bought this 1905, I think early summer, at an estate sale for $20. And the reason it was $20 was because the frame is broken in 5 places. I'll show you that in a minute. This is my 1920 parts machine. Now the carriage was donated to, I believe, a late 20s, early 30s machine. We're still trying to make it work because the shape is slightly different and there's a few components on there that do not bond very well with the machine. The segment of this machine went to another Underwood typewriter customer, so a second Underwood typewriter, to which it donated its segment, or its not its segment, its escapement to. And now if it's stripped down completely, just down to every last screw, the only thing that's still in place is the cross member because that's tapped in place. So we'll be donating its frame to bring back this 1905. All the parts that you see here on the table are the one from 1905. So it was going to be an interesting experience to see what the differences are between 15 years and see how much of that machine can go into that one. The reason I'm swapping, like I said, the frame is broken. This is the bar that runs across the top here to which the type bar segment mounts, and the U-bar and the spacebar mechanism is broken off. The frame itself is also mangled. This was the reason I got it cheap and the reason I'm doing the swap. As you can see, it's broken on both sides. It's broken at the top, it's broken at the bottom. And on the other side, it's broken at the bottom. The only part that's holding the two pieces together, it's cracked over all the way through here. The only reason this is still together is because this part hasn't broken yet. But I can see cracks forming. So there was no saving it. Someone tried to get creative with some wire and wired it all shut, but it didn't make the mechanism operate. It would jam on you consistently. So I decided, it being an Underwood 5, an early Underwood 5 that still has the dual action ribbon advance mechanism, which unfortunately will not fit the 1920s frame. It being an early specimen, which is less common than ones from after 1909, I figured I'd save it. Also because the rest of the machine is actually in very nice condition. There is no corrosion to be found anywhere on any of the parts that came off the 1905. I mean, look at these type bars. I haven't even cleaned these yet. I guess there's a little corrosion on that one, but that's just dirt. And the carriage over there, the decals are in very nice shape. The frame was painted over back in the 40s, but the front panel, still very nice. The lighting doesn't do it justice. And the frame that it will all be going into, I have sanded, primed, painted 5 layers, lacquered it 5 layers. There's a nice gloss to it. I managed to bring back some of the original decals on the back here. Those were hidden by the original paint. A little bit flaked off over there, but the rest of it came out beautifully. And on the front, some of it came back as well. So I decided to preserve that. I masked that off, and the rest is all being painted. Now is a matter of getting this progress underway. So we'll be reorganizing the table, cleaning everything up, and I'll start the process. And I've written the different steps of disassembly on the paper. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and I'll do it in reverse for the reassembly process. Like I said, I'll be using the 1920s ribbon advance mechanism because the dual action from the early one will not fit on the later frame, unfortunately. However, going over everything else, I think most of what came out of that 1905 will bond nicely with the frame from 1920. I will keep you updated as I go through this project.